2019 has just joined the chat, but it's 10 years late, am I right, Kesha? Considering the fact that 2019 has not only turned 2019 years old as of Anno Domini or whatever AD means, this also signals Nintendo's chance to rise up and make some more money off of its hardcore fanbase. One way they can be able to do this is through marketing and making more Amiibo. There's not only Amiibo to be sought after though, but also more importantly the games to be played on the fabled Switch. And 3DS, don't worry, I haven't forgotten about that system. With the release of these games and soon Amiibos to come, there's huge potential inside Nintendo is yet to be explored and used to the fullest. So in today's video of mine, I'll be covering some of the predictions and ideas for Nintendo to take and use for this year of 2019. This video is going to be focusing on what kind of functions past Amiibo could have on future big name titles, new potential Amiibo to be created, and some of the cool functions that Amiibo can be seen within the respective games. One thing important to announce too before I go on the list is that despite any of the new Pokemon games being possibly released this year, we're going to only have to assume that Amiibo for Pokemon games will not happen, due to past massive mainline Pokemon game releases such as Sun and Moon, I think, and Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee not having Amiibo made for them. Come to think of it, Shadow Mewtwo for Pokken Tournament and Detective Pikachu are the only Pokemon Amiibo specifically made for Pokemon games to even exist. Another disclaimer for this video of mine is that some of the ideas won't satisfy those who can't or won't want to buy the Amiibo, aka anyone who has to suffer through paywalls, so be advised that this video won't exactly satisfy that bias. Anywho, let's get into the games.
Allow me!
The first game in Amiibo wave I want to talk about is Fire Emblem Three Houses. This game seems to have a lot of potential for Amiibo, as last games of the Fire Emblem series had great Amiibo usage in them. Mainly Fire Emblem Fates on 3DS is a good example. Even games outside of Fire Emblem, such as codenamed Steam, allowed for Fire Emblem Amiibo to join on your side in-game as companions. So now this brings us to the topic of Fire Emblem Three Houses, and what kind of Amiibo material can be tapped and explored. Well, the first thing that came up the top of my head is something I'm sure many of you Fire Emblem fans will give me a bit of flack for. That being the creation of an Amiibo 3-pack with more Fire Emblem characters from the series, being Dimitri, Claude, and Eldegard. Durr, why do we need another Fire Emerald character if we already got Mark, Ice, Robin, and Corn? Besides the point though, more Fire Emblem Amiibo would be great marketing anyway. Also, upon my research, I don't really know yet if these are the main characters, so if any Fire Emblem enthusiasts out there watch this video, here's your chance to comment down below. Anywho, put these characters into something like a $25 USD 3-pack that would be great potential for Amiibo material. Once scanned, they can be used for something like new combo arts or even temporary once-a-day stat boosts on attack, defense, and etc. But the wackiest idea that popped up in my cranium was the idea of an attack combinations upon the characters being scanned together, one at a time at least. Kind of like a concept ripped straight from Chrono Trigger. Considering these Amiibo come packed with a worldwide 3-pack, they could be used to combine in-game for massive damage and progression. Past Fire Emblem character Amiibo wouldn't be left out either, as it would have similar functions to that in Fire Emblem Fates, where you can get advice from them, gifts received from them sometimes, and even battling them so they can join your army. Now sadly I doubt any of this will happen at all, however, because most of the gameplay elements seem to have been already finished, observing from commercials of course. Another game that I highly believe deserves the Amiibo treatment is the upcoming Sonic Team Racing game, being released May of 2019. Some might raise an eyebrow or two for this one due to the concept Amiibo in a racing game being kind of strange to some, but Sonic definitely needs more Amiibo love considering how popular of a game series it is, and due to some super surprisingly underwhelming amount of Sonic representation the series gets in Amiibo form. I get that it's all about deal making and contracts between Sega and Nintendo of course, but it's still not too terrible of an idea to think about. First on my list of demands, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy should get their own Amiibo, with designs appealing to that of the new Sonic Team Racing game, like a Sonic with goggles. What they could do in the game is that they can give you cosmetics that would allow customization to your car, kind of similarly that of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but more of something along the Forza or the Crew line. However, these little cosmetics and upgrades are nothing much compared to the real idea I had up my sleeve. You see, this idea could possibly even revolutionize Amiibo marketing forever, depending on the reaction. But let's not get too sidetracked and overzealous, because I can make a whole video on this idea for more in-depth detail. Now, these Sonic Amiibo can also contain new bonus stages, kinda like DLC. But wait a minute, isn't that a straight up 100% paywall? Well, not unless the exact same DLC stage is released online as buyable DLC in the eShop alongside it. You know how you go and buy either a physical copy of a video game or a downloaded version from the online store? With this idea with the Sonic Amiibo, it's basically the same exact concept. You can buy a DLC pack for $10 on the online shop, or spend the $15 to buy an Amiibo figure containing the exact DLC pack, but with a great character design on it too. It's a great deal, and almost nobody seems to turn down an Amiibo figure. I'm a genius, and well, a whack job for thinking as such. And to end this note with one more idea, these Amiibo could also be compatible with Sonic Mania series too, or maybe any other Sonic games on Switch and 3DS as well. But you know, who knows at this point.
Invited to steal the greatest treasure of all.
One of the most anticipated Nintendo Switch games of 2019 is definitely Metroid Prime 4. With all this hype being stored inside an ice cream container, it can be combined into an Oreo milkshake of goodness with the help of the Amiibo Oreo. Wait a minute. Never mind, this metaphor is not going to taste that good anyway. Besides, Amiibo could soon be announced for this game. However, due to not knowing too much about the game itself so far, I'm not going to go into too much detail. Instead, I'll just stick to the already existing Metroid-related Amiibo as an idea blueprint. These Amiibo could benefit in-game to unlock Amiibo-exclusive challenge stages, bosses, and some other goodies. On a smaller note, kinda like Metroid Prime Federation Force, these Amiibo could be used as cosmetic suit changes on both the Zero suit and different various suits too. Ironically, that the Ridley Amiibo and soon-to-be released Dark Samus Amiibo are becoming Amiibo, and that these two are some of Metroid Prime's most popular villains, these Amiibo could potentially do awesome things for you in-game. Maybe you could become Dark Samus and journey through the perspective of that ugly parasite thing. Or, with something like the Ridley Amiibo, it could give you weapons that could help you defeat that space pirate much easier. If there were to be any returning characters I would have to handpick too, though, it'd be Celex who would be a good choice to be created as an Amiibo, also due to him being a popular character in the Metroid Prime series. Maybe we'd also have to be more simplistic like Metroid Samus Returns on 3DS sadly in order to keep it balanced. If we are just gonna let missile refills and energy tanks be the norm with these Amiibo, it should at least give you an item or something that's unique to the character scanned. Very similar to Metroid Prime 4's scenario of lack of knowledge on a whole bunch of games material, Luigis Mansion 3 is another game I hope to have good Amiibo support. The characters I would like to see in something along the lines of a new Luigi variant holding his iconic Poltergust in hand. Renowned character from the series EGAD also seems to deserve some Amiibo treatment, although that'd be kind of weird to see that grin on your shelf, staring you to sleep, only to see his face again. Moving on! The functions in game could vary depending on how many new features they add, but the closest thing I came up with for an appropriate function would be that you could play as EGAD in the bonus mode maybe with EGAD Amiibo, and maybe Luigi could range from giving you more life, a different Poltergust ability, a ×2 gold multiplier, and maybe even a bonus stage or arcade mode. Of course, this is just speculation being made by me. Past Super Mario Amiibo can also be used for various things too, such as tips and, well, who knows else what. Now that I have every major Amiibo idea covered, I want to go and express some other miscellaneous ideas and functionalities to already existing Amiibo and upcoming Amiibo. Keep in mind this video is being aired as of January 2019, so that if you're viewing this video in the future, expect to not hear anything of present day Amiibo of your time. The only Amiibo announced for release of early 2019 is the rest of the Smash Ultimate cast. We're missing Incineroar, Chrome's new variant, a Pokemon Trainer 3 or 4 pack, Dark Samus, Simon, and Richter, and the fan favorite Snake. I want that Snake Amiibo! Come on, Kojima! And we finally get the Shovel Knight 3 pack that everyone's been waiting on. Considering these Amiibo already have their functions announced, I'm going to take some already existing Amiibo to choose some appropriate effects in respective games. For Yoshi's Crafted World, for example, the Woolly World lineup could possibly be massively restocked, not only dropping the rarity and price of some rare ones like Poochie, but also give Yoshi's Crafted World some fun functionality, such as, More coins. Yeah, sounds like something Nintendo likes to do with all their amiibo. Come to think of it, maybe this will probably happen with every amiibo I mention in this video. Animal Crossing would be a great opportunity to make the Animal Crossing amiibo and amiibo cards actually useful and collectible again. Give us something like Animal Crossing for Switch or something that isn't furniture. I don't know, I've got nothing. Sorry, I'm not an Animal Crossing fan. And one final idea I've got really is for Nintendo to do something with the various Cloud amiibo and Final Fantasy remakes announced for this year, especially 7. Yeah, sorry if this video kinda dragged on for a bit, and I'm sorry for that. I had to get down to detail somehow to make it easy for my audience to understand. Now these are just my personal beliefs and ideas expressed in video form as usual, so please understand so. Say, now do you have any new ideas you'd want to express in the comments? Go ahead, I'd love to hear them. I love seeing your comments, from celebrating acclaim, ideas for future videos, harsh criticisms, death threats. Yeah, either way, I hope you enjoyed this video just as much as I did coming up with the ideas for it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.